Cincinnati Bell's version of the Milestone XT720 is different from the other versions where it looks like Moto Blur, but underneath it's really a lot more like stock Android. Just to show you guys what I mean real quick, let's go ahead and open contacts. Looks just like stock Android, doesn't look different at all. Go ahead and jump into gallery. That's stock Android, no customizations there. And we can jump into music, and you'll see that the music player is also stock Android. It looks like Moto Blur with the notification bar, the launcher with the dollar button and the message button, and also with the with these resizable widgets. But everything that makes Moto Blur what it is not present here. You don't get the social networking widgets. You don't get the remote wipe and backup services. And depending on who you are, you might like that and you might not. Personally, I'm the kind of guy that likes to start off with a clean slate, only being given what I need, such as Gmail and Market, you know, Gtalk and everything like that, YouTube and everything else I like to get from the market. So depending on who you are, if you're like me, you're gonna love a phone like this because I actually like how Moto Blur looks compared to other customized versions of Android. This is running Android 2.1, as you can see there with the power control widget, the new search widget with the new voice control button on the keyboard. This is a stock keyboard too, so a lot of this is purely stock Android. So I'm glad I'm glad Cincinnati Bell decided to do that. It does come pre-installed with a few apps though. The first I wanted to take a look at just real quick is the video editor. And the reason I wanted to take a quick look at this on camera is because I couldn't get it to work. If I go to storyboard mode and try to add clips, I'm always faced with the message that this resolution is unsupported. Doesn't matter what resolution the video has been recorded in, doesn't matter what combination of settings I use, I can't add video. Everything from 720p HD down to not sure what the lowest resolution is right now, unless I jump in the camera, but I couldn't do anything with it at all. I could add photos to the storyboard, and I guess you could make a nice photo slideshow with that. You could add some text, things like that, but I couldn't add any video. So it pretty much just becomes a glorified slideshow editor, which is probably not the most accurate way to put it. I'm sure there's a lot more to be had here, but I was not able to get anything to work. Tried nearly every combination of resolution and settings, and nothing turned up any result. Very disappointed in that, but hopefully others have a better experience with it than I did, because I'm sure there's a lot to like here. System memory is low, so I couldn't even back out of that. Another thing cool that they included that I actually like is My Sign, and it's basically gesture toggling. So say I wanted to toggle the GPS, all I would have to do is draw a G, toggle GPS, and it doesn't give you any notification icon in the notification bar, but it does say it on the power control widget, and it does say it in settings. If I go to location and security, you'll see that the GPS actually it's turned off now. I just turned it off. You can see it's turned off there. If I do it again, go ahead and draw that G, it should be turned on. It won't turn on the power control widget until you go into another app, but there it is, turned on there. Oops. And there it is, turned on the widget. That's pretty nice. Not sure how practical it might be for anyone else, but because I just prefer the power control widget, or going deep into the settings and doing it myself. But pretty much, it's just pretty cool. Something pretty cool. Another unique feature about the phone is Phone Portal. It allows you to back up your contacts, your bookmarks, your SMS, your call history. I really like that, because not a lot of phones come with that functionality built in, and if it does, it's very limited to contacts and bookmarks and maybe calendar and maybe SMS, but never have I seen call history being able to be backed up and restored in a without a market solution. And then another thing that I liked about that is because when you plug in your USB cable, when you plug it into your computer, it actually automatically installs the software you need to go ahead and do that. So pretty cool in that regard. No need to go to Motorola's site and download applications and install them yourself, and having to go pull your hair out trying to find that stuff. It just works. That's probably one of the most important things with any phone, that it just works. And really appreciate that. Media share is more of the same. It just worked for me. I tried it with my Xbox 360. Didn't have any other devices to try it with, but it worked just fine. Sharing pictures and video and music. You can get the same performance by plugging it in via USB and then go into disk drive mode, but it worked just fine. So pretty cool of them to add that. Other than that, there's not really much here. There's a task manager, Notepad, and quick office. Those are pretty much self-explanatory. Nothing too special about the Notepad. You just take notes. Testing out the XT720. And same with the task manager. There's nothing really too special there. Just your standard task manager. Now, however you feel about it, some people think they're not needed. I'm one of those people. I don't think task managers are necessarily needed to, at least not to use constantly. They're needed. They're definitely needed to get rid of those, to end those applications that, go rogue. Maybe, slow down your phone or use up a lot of data, sap your battery, things like that. But so it's just nice that it's there if you want it, if you need it. But it's not really in the way, so I can't really complain about it. But other than that, it's pretty much stock Android. You have the FM radio software here, but as you can see, I don't have any headphones plugged in, so it's not going to work because you need those to use it as an antenna. We're going to launch it anyway and just show you guys what the software looks like. It actually looks pretty nice. I tried to load up a few stations, but it just wouldn't work. The signal is not good enough. You can hear that static. Signal is just not good enough without the headphones at all. So definitely going to want to use headphones every time you launch that. Go ahead and turn that off. Exit. Other than that, this is stock Android. Everything you know and love about Android. So there's not much to see here, really. Music player right there. You do have a media viewer, a media gallery, but it's just your pictures and your videos. You can just thumb through that real quick. Like if I go back, yeah, right there. You can just thumb through those, kind of like a touch flow on iTunes or whatever. But other than that, there's not much to it. Everything else is pretty much stock Android. But as far as the entire operating system itself, the software itself, it performs smoothly. As you can see, I'm able to switch between apps and home screens just fine with any number of widgets or what have you. But that's really helped along by the 720 megahertz processor, that 256 megabytes of RAM. So performance is definitely good. I don't see any real, like, there's nothing extra here to, there's not a lot of moving pieces to the software. So battery life it's safe on the battery. Like I told you in the hardware review, I had my battery last for a day and a half after moderate use, which is actually pretty good in this day and age. I can barely get half of a day on other phones, so that's pretty cool. Not a lot of moving parts, so there's not a lot to go wrong here. Other than that, just stock Android 2.1. Not sure if there are going to be any updates in the future, maybe to Eclair or any other operating system or any other version of Android, but what you get out of the box is pretty good in and of itself. Because you can get most of the things you need from the market. You don't get the new 2.2 exclusive apps, unfortunately, but there are only a couple so far, as I know, and that's the Chrome to phone and I think the voice search. Yeah, the voice search you can't get on 2.1. So, but you can get Blingo now for free if you want that. And I believe there's a custom version of Chrome to phone someone made for 2.1 and earlier devices. It's not the same, but you can still get it. But I'm just going on a rant, on a tangent now about that. But pretty much, yeah, this is just stock Android. The camera app actually is one of the custom apps, one of the Moto Blur apps that they did keep. Now you have your different settings for brightness. You can enable flash, auto, on or off, capture mode for video, panorama, self shot, and then you can head to the media gallery to view the different photos you've taken. But other than that, there's not much to it. We're going to take a more in-depth look at the camera features in our camera review, so I didn't go too deep with that there. But for now, yep, just pretty solid software coupled with very capable hardware. Just makes for a nice experience. Might not be the highest of end, might not be a 1 GHz Snapdragon or a Hummingbird or what have you, but definitely a very capable phone if you just needed to, you know, use your day-to-day apps, your media, your music, web browsing, whatever you need to do with it. Should be able to do it just fine. But that was it for the software. Gonna go ahead and see you guys in the camera review, which is mostly gonna be written with the camera review. I'm just gonna go ahead and take samples of video and photos and show you guys the different modes on the camera app itself that you can use. So until then, I will see you guys later. Bye.